Okay, this could end it right here. The balloon, 1, 2, or 3. Hi guys. We are set up to play one of the historical scenarios. It's scenario 1. It's a solitaire scenario. It's a balloon bursting scenario. So it just kind of teaches you some of the basics of the game without getting into a lot of the detail. We start at an altitude which is low, and we are over the German front lines. Now there are some special rules for this scenario. There are 3 balloon bursting engagements played consecutively. Each engagement uses the standard rules with the following exceptions. Yeah, those are not the exceptions. So each engagement in the scenario is only 4 turns in length. We omit initiative and random event phases for all turns of all engagements. The player always has initiative. Any damage to either SPAD carries over from one engagement to the next, as do any broken guns. However, gun jams are automatically cleared between engagements. The scenario ends immediately if any one of the following occurs. Any engagement ends with the balloon not shot down. Frank Luke is shot down. And then each engagement lasts until one of the following occurs. A balloon is shot down. The balloon is lowered beyond the treetop altitude. Both SPADs have been shot down, or at the end of turn 4. And in this scenario, both SPADs have incendiary ammunition. The victory condition is if the player wins if all 3 balloons are shot down and Frank Luke has not been shot down, okay? If the player fails to shoot down a balloon in any scenario, we lose. Okay, let's start encounter 1, turn 1. Our hand size will be 6. We're using Luke's flying rating of 4, plus we have 2 scouts, which gives us 2 cards. Now, we can only engage the blimp with a speed or a dive. Okay, so let's see what we got. A turn doesn't work, a climb doesn't work. Speed and a dive. A speed, 2 climbs, and a dive. Now, we're also going to use optional rule. The optional rule we're going to use is for the SPAD 13. We're going to treat the SPAD 13 as if it had an unreliable engine. And we only check for damage with that unreliable engine when we use a speed maneuver with a ranking of 3 or 4. Now, an unreliable engine is subject to damage as if it had been fired upon whenever it plays a speed maneuver to perform a targeted activation, respond, or attempt to escape. In this scenario, we're only going to be performing targeted activations that would trigger a potential damage from the engine. So what that means, these 4, drew 1 too many, that's fine, we'll just put that over there, burn it. These 3 cards do not give us a speed or a dive. These 3 have a dive, and a speed, but those are 3 and 4, which means we would have to check for damage. I don't want to have to deal with that. So what we're going to do on turn 1, Luke is going to make an untargeted activation and discard a card. Okay, let's just go ahead and just turn those over. Wingman is going to do the same, discard a card. Now, since we did not fire on the blimp, it does not get an opportunity to be winched to the ground. And also, because we did not fire on the blimp, artillery doesn't get the chance to shoot at us. So that's going to end the turn. We can discard 1 card because we have a 0, but at minimum, you get to do 1 card. So we still have 2 that we can't use, 1 that we can. We're going to draw 3 more cards. Not good, not good. And, oh my God, that's not good. We're on turn 2. So we really only have 1 card we can engage in. So we're going to do the exact same thing for turn 2. We're going to do untargeted activations for both our aircraft, discarding 2 cards, nobody shoots. Discard a third one, we go to turn 3. We're gonna draw, oh, there we go. At least we can do something this turn. It's not a speed move, so the 3 doesn't bother us. And that is a 2. Oh, that's, now we've got a hand we can work with, but we're on turn 3. Okay, so Luke is gonna activate. Now, when we go to fire, we can choose to fire 1 through 6, our choice. But whatever we choose, artillery, anti-aircraft, gets to fire half of what we do, rounded up. So for all practical purposes, we're going to be doing either a 2, a 4, or a 6. I am going to fire 4s unless I state otherwise. So Luke is going to fire a 4. Sorry, Cabs has joined us. We get a 1. They're frail. We hit the structure. Because we have incendiary ammo, we shoot down the blimp. Boom. Nice. Now, anti-aircraft gets a fire at us. We did a 4, so they have a 2. They get a 1. We're normal. At the low altitude, they have 1 gun. At treetop, they get 2. Superficial, we take no damage. So, first encounter down. Luke gets 1 balloon burned. There we go. Let's move on to the next one. We're going to draw 6 cards. Let's see what we got. Doesn't help. There's a 1. Doesn't help. There's a 1, a 3, and a 2. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So, turn 1, encounter number 2. Luke is going to power dive. Again, we're going to do a firepower of 4. He does a 4. He hits the structure. Boom. Shoots down a second one. Man, he's awesome for him. Okay. 2 for the anti-aircraft. They do a 5. They don't hit. Okay. 2 for 2 fairly quickly. Now, we're going to go to our third encounter. We're going to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What cards do we have? A 2, a 1, a 3, a 2, a 1. So we have 2, and we've got a bunch that don't really help us. Okay, so this time let's just go ahead and historically Luke got 2, his wingman got 1. So we're going to have to let the wingman go first. Okay. Again, we're going to fire 4. A 4. Control. That does not shoot down the balloon. Now, the balloon can now activate, at which point it's going to go to see if it can be winched down. A 1, 2, or 3, it does. We get a 1, it now gets down to treetop level. And at this point, the wingman is actually activated. I know I didn't turn the other ones over because I was lazy. But in the rules, any aircraft in this type of encounter can shift down to the treetop level, lower their altitude without activating. Okay, anti-aircraft is now going to fire. They need a 2. They get a 2. Superficial. Again, at low altitude, we use 1 gun. Superficial. Whew, got lucky there. Okay, now we can go ahead and play this card for Luke. He's going to shoot at the balloon. Again, a firepower of 4. He gets a 5. He misses. Oh, man. Now, this balloon's already been activated. Okay. Now, anti-aircraft fires a 2, but they get the 2-gun result. They have a 5. They miss. Okay, that moves us on to turn 2. And we're in this situation here. Okay, let's flip everybody back over. And we're going to go ahead and discard one of these cards. So now we have 3 that we really can't use. We're going to draw 3. Okay, there's 1 good card, 2 good cards. Okay, we're set. 3 good cards. Okay, this is the second phase. Now, we can do an untargeted activation for the wingman to bring them down to treetop level, but that's going to give the balloon a chance to get winched down to the ground. So before that happens, Luke is going to go ahead and activate. Again, firepower of 4, a 5. Misses. Okay, this could end it right here. The balloon, 1, 2, or 3, a 1. It gets winched down to the ground and we can no longer attack it. Anti-aircraft fire still happens for Luke. 2, nope, it's a 6. It doesn't do anything. Now, neither of our aircraft have been damaged, so when we do a safe return, they're automatically going to return back to base. Unfortunately, we did not win the scenario as we did not shoot down all 3 of the balloons. We did get 2. Luke got 2 and survived. In the campaign game, he would get 4 glory. So there we go. That's the first scenario, guys. Pretty simple. It goes through some of the mechanics of the game, not all of them. Obviously, we didn't do any dogfighting. But it kind of gives you a sense of how the cards are used. Excuse me. It gives you a sense of how the cards are used, how combat is resolved. So, fun little game. I've played this multiple times now. If you have any comments, if I happen to miss something and get it wrong, let me know. I'm really trying to focus on getting these rules right for you guys. So I took the time to play this multiple times, read the rules, but it doesn't mean I still didn't make a mistake, okay? And as always, I appreciate you taking time to check out what I do here on the channel. Like, comment, and if you haven't, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Goodbye for now.